Nothing Buddha can do in this instance, but he looks like he's got the beam in his back pocket. Takes the Ryzen down to no shields. Does get the knock onto MJ. Potential third party coming in for Mike and Ike as they take on over towards the bridge to try to defend MJ and his life. MJ ended up going for the flank. It's impressive to win that fight against MJ, considering the first shots with the R9 did not look very smooth, not very Buddha-like. The R3, though, completely on point. Just kind of shows you a little bit how mental this game is, too. He understood both of my teammates already down. This is a 3 versus 1. How much fight do I necessarily have left? He had a lot left in him. MJ gets res. The cover from Silent has been phenomenal to the high ground. And you can see multiple squads have been
rocking the flatline and R9. They're gonna start rotating soon, but they're not able to cut off that squad that they were trying to contest here. They're able to take the gravity cannon, and now they're gonna be able to start rotating. Meanwhile, here's Cruisin still being a menace with the charge rifle. Lovely to see that he's got that purple sniper stock, as well as the 3 times to continuously put this pressure on that sole player that's on the high ground.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the stock helps you with zooming in and reloading, I believe. So you're going to be able to get a little bit quicker with this charge rifle. The purple stock is definitely valuable in this instance. Plus the 3x puts in some serious work. The 2.4, my favorite scope for this weapon overall. They say once you go past that, you start losing aim assists, and you know I'm not about that life thinking.
I agree, and I learned about that recently there too, especially since one of my favorite scopes is actually the 2x4. Realized I was just griefing myself. Also important too to make sure you have that purple sight or purple stock on the charge rifle. He gets that last player. He finishes 3 free agent esports, and the charge rifle in the hands of Cruisin just allowed him to basically wipe that entire squad. The kill feed showed us right. But I like how you highlighted what the stock does for the charge rifle, because when it comes to the reload animation of the charge rifle, I feel like it's one of the slowest guns when it comes to reloading, if not the slowest gun. And not too sure if this team knows, but they're about to get into the open arms of Cruisin and his squad on the other side of this gravity cannon.
And they do. They take a ton of damage along the way. It's going to be Zell. Team Tyson is in the vicinity. Nice job from Team Tyson taking on over towards the high ground and picking them off. But then NC is in the area. It's going to be Thezar as NorCal gets eliminated in 12th place. Cruisin elects to not go for the smokes before he goes for the res. Has both of the smokes in his back pocket. Has the creeping barrage if he wants to use it. Seer ultimate is going to be used as well. And the lobby continues to heat up as we jump on board with our team in 2nd place. 2R1C. Looks like they got a fight over towards Jurassic Park.
This squad that's so close in that top 3 scoreboard right now, sitting in 2nd place with 57 points after getting some KP to their name for this game. Random weird horizontal placement of that Rolling Thunder for that 1 missile. Avoids that with the Q from the Horizon. Something else that's super important too when it comes to the Horizon pick. It's not just the Catalyst counter picks, but of course you could take that Q up into the heavens and try to avoid that creeping barrage sometimes. BJ falls incredibly low, but he gets out of the line of sight. The smoke helping him out, giving him some extra insurance before the jump over through the bunker doors to finish him off. As a Seer ult comes out from Hierarcha, they have the notification and the information. Look at these double Seer ults. This is crazy right now, but this is what it seems to look like when it comes to the Seer meta that we've entered. Uchaku falls low. Hierarcha's about to meet him right back in the lobby. Not much he could do when there's no cover to hide behind. And 2R1C, our squad in 2nd place, gets taken out by Kraken's Lair, the squad that is currently sitting in 6th place with 40 points.
And they have a chance to potentially move inside of that top 3 area as Aegon by AOC starts to move up. You can see Orioles is interested with the scout. Doesn't have a digi threat on top of his R9, so if smokes end up going down, he's not going to be able to see through that visual clutter. Turns trying to crawl up. You can't crawl up there, Turns. You're going to have to use the door, buddy. But a nice job from Kraken's Lair to drop 2R1C. There goes the Seer ultimate from Orioles. They don't have one on the side of Kraken's Lair, so it should be a big advantage for Aegon.
Like the wall going up, blocking out the vision. The squad's trying to get away, even if it means rotating on the outside of the circle. But look to your south. It's free agent players moving into 3rd party. What timing after they had just gotten a knock on that squad that was trying to get away with the G7. Free agent players see the alley-oop with the gravity lift. Nowhere to run as they take down that player from the skies with the R9 clipping him. They're going to finish him off, get the dirty. They're trying to see the res happening in the distance. No way, Jose, as the shots with the flatline come out from first worst.
Doesn't get much better in terms of a 3rd party. Both of these teams were still fighting, so you're able to pick up kills from both of these squads. There used to be a time, Vicky, when you would get the elimination from teams that were still on the ground. They got rid of that a couple of seasons ago. Made it a little bit more difficult to go for these kill records, but nice job from free agent players to be able to scoop in and pick up some serious kill points. Unfortunately for Turns, that ended up costing him his life, and it looks like it's going to cost him Force as well, as the punches are coming through, and Aegon by AOC goes out in 10th place. Unfortunate timing for them, but great timing coming in for FA players, and they're not done yet as McDonald's Wi-Fi now comes in for the 5th party.
What is going on? This is looking like a graveyard, and it's McDonald's Wi-Fi shift that is up right now to clean up what is left inside of Jurassic Park. Currently beaming down the players that are trying to go through that choke point by the bunker doors. They get a knock onto Worst, and now they're trying to close in the gap. Despite the circle closing in, they can definitely still out-heal the circle right now.
They're not done continuing this fight, but there goes the smoke. He has the digi of his own. Bin hits the wingman shots that he's looking for. Arcstar is going on over towards the door. TrevStack selects to go for that Seer ultimate. Will they push through the door, or will they go for the res? It looks like they want to trade out reses, but that's not what TrevStack is trying to do. He looks for the armor swap perfectly on top of the box, shoots through the knockdown shield, and continues to put the hurting on, but Bin is the one player right now that they need to shut down. Creeping Barrage ends up landing. T-Dong ends up going for the armor swap as well. Medkits need to be hit on both sides. It's been from free agent players against the world. He has 2 players directly in front of him. Are they going to go for the res, or are they going to continue to push through? The wingman shots connect, but not enough. Knockdown shields being used as well. He's on the hunt, and he finishes it off. McDonald's Wi-Fi goes out, and Bin goes
nowhere with a 6 party moving in. They get both players' banners, and free agent players are still up and alive thanks to Bin coming out on top. He's going to be able to pop the Phoenix kit and use the mobile respawn beacon that's to his left if he wants to opt to that. Doesn't look like that's what he wants to do. You can see the ping actually going down. Maybe just trying to take priority over going into that next circle, so that way they don't run for their lives this entire rest of the game and be in a very difficult situation if there's no loot.
I wonder if they have a Moby on the body, and I think that was the play, so they can just loot a little bit faster. He needs to go and continue to get medkits throughout all of this too. But the zone is going to start getting a little bit harder to manipulate, because you do have zone number 3 closing, and we know what that's going to do for you. But this is an interesting play. I wonder if there just wasn't enough meds, Vicky, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get inside the zone, maybe craft something for you guys, and then we can get you back. But 6 kills, 4 assists. Been definitely looking like the MVP as this game, as he perfectly ends up hitting his med kit. I was thinking, you know what would be just like some sweet, sweet Storm Point revenge if a Prowler came through when he was hitting he was hitting that Phoenix kit going down the hill.
Other teams, you get pinched here with the other squads that are also forced to rotate from the south side, which looking at the overhead map earlier, we do know that there was a lot of teams still around the storm area, so the storm catcher area. So a lot of these teams could start rotating from the other side of Razor, and that's why they're starting to rotate now.
Razor's looking to capitalize on this. They've won 2 out of the 5 games. Can they make it 3 out of 6 here and walk away with a dub? This is typically what we see, Vicky, from these teams inside of the top 3, is they let the rest of the lobby clear out. They're really hoping and praying that it's not one of the teams behind them that's really popping off. Try to get those extra placement points and just kind of sail their way into first place. I like the slot process for Razor.
Like this positioning and the patience here from Razor. 8 squads left while things slow down slightly. They get scanned by the survey beacon. They know exactly where it's coming from. You can see the pings. See the other squads in the area. Ooh, they see where that squad is going to be rotating there too. That's a lot of information for them to work with, because they do see that there was a team in this spot here too. And that's why they wanted to hold the outside edge of Thunderwatch. Some shots taking at them right now as Leave No Witness are looking to try to take another win under their belt after coming out as victors of Game 5. Nice tracking with the R9. The Beamage coming in, but he's forced to pop the shield bat. Now, the Rolling Thunder still available here for Karev as Leave No Witness now make their way inside of this building. The Digi-Threat coming in clutch. He is literally one, but he has to reload both his guns. Unfortunate as he manages to get away.
I thought Curve was fast. That guy was the fastest player I've ever seen. It was like Octane running around the map right there as Curve goes and hits the heels. Another player up on top of the high ground. Got to be a little bit careful. This player is being extremely sneaky, and Curve is playing it smart, using the smokes, working with his teammates here, waiting for the potential seer scans before they decide exactly what they want to do. Best case scenario is they hit a climb up, but instead of doing that, they tossed an aid, Then they're going to go and use that to go and make their way on over towards the high ground. But they use the enemy grab lift to make their way over towards the very ultimate height. And that is a play. That's a vibe for Leave No Witnesses. Now, a couple of different angles can be taken here for Curve if he wants to go and utilize the second or the third area of this building. And right now it looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to go drop down and use that angle. We like this movement, Vicky, and he just continues to not disappoint.
I love the IQ plays being done by this team. I know they wanted to take the high ground right there too, but it was a nice option here for both Brutus and Purus to actually hold the low ground while Kriv was able to jump onto that little lip of that second floor, catch that last player. Better to play safe than sorry out here from this team here too. I like how they've been playing passively, despite even seeing that was a rat at the very end. Now FA players also having to play this as a solo. We saw them earlier. They exit out of Jurassic Park. Bin, the sole survivor out of all that chaos, coming out as not just the kill leader, but with a total of 11 KP for the entire team. Not sure he's going to be able to get his teammates back in this, but with everybody distracted on each corner of the circle, trying to fight their own battles, maybe he could sneak one in.
The way he's playing, it's like he's a three-man just by himself, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Dude went absolutely nutty in that team fight. Unfortunately, that respawn is just out of reach with 10 seconds left. He's not going to be able to do it. I like this play. Don't give up your positioning. Play on over towards this high ground. Perfect little area cubby inside of this rock to go and hide. You can see the player outlines from him directly south. So if there is a Seer team, it's going to end up coming back to bite them. But while that's happening, Leave No Witnesses gets into a little bit of fight. This is the team that's coming after Razor for first place, who's been slow playing things a majority of the game. 6 squads remaining. We know who the solo is. The rest are teams of 3 as the wall goes down for Catalyst and Pyrrhus. Seer ultimate happening to try to slow things down. They've used a wall of their own. Just one more. Pyrrhus goes down. He's able to get back on over towards safety.
Clenching as he pops the shield bat, and the suppressed fire comes from the rest of his teams. The beam with the R9 coming in again. Look at these walls helping them, surrounding them to give them some extra cover, as Pyrrhus is going to be able to try to pop the medkit. He disengages because the circle's closing in. Brutus gets stuck on the tree branch. They're forced to run into the open area in the line of sight of not just one, but 2 teams. Now playing off the third team right on the low end of this rock lip. They try to get onto the top. They get the kill. NTC gets eliminated, and with 5 squads left in this final game, it is looking crazy.
It was Tyson above them, but all of a sudden MJ comes through with the scout and helps them out just temporarily. Heals end up going down for Brutus. This gold armor is huge in this type of situation as Kodagami potentially gets rezzed by Stankini. Nice job throwing the Seer ultimate to find out exactly where everybody's located, and it's going to be the smoke to buy some extra time. The Seer Q ends up going just a sliver too late. It's a gold knockdown res for Leave No Witnesses. That is huge. And now they stand a chance of still taking first place away from Team Razor. They got to take their time clambering up. Who's going first?
Trying to push each other, elevate each other through jumping on the other's head real quick. Who's going to get through that lip? It's Razor. Our partner squads are doing amazing in this final game right now. Razor sitting in first with 71 points. They are looking on fire. Tyson to play off the high ground that the rocks provide, but they have to look to the side to make sure that they don't get snuck up on by the other team.
Nice shots with the 30-33X from Blitz, trying to get onto Silent from Team Mike and Ike. Takes them all the way down to no shields. About 40 HP left on Silent. As you can see, the missile swarm going down on top of the rock. It's not able to land. Leave No Witness still needs to make their way on over towards the zone. It's the 2-4 here for Purist. Team Razor. Will there be a fight for this accumulative leaderboard? We know where everybody stands. Team Mike and Ike is on that low ground over towards the west-hand side. You can see Team Tyson is the other squad over towards the southeastern side. Seer ultimate taking place. Borton looks like everybody running out of heals here for Team Razor, Vicky.
This is insane. I'm sitting on the edge right now. That's why you saw Blitz swap over to the blue Evo shield and having to give up that red Evo shield behind, but it's not like he needs it. He gets the first knock, but with the other team on the other side, they can't give this position up. You know the third party's gonna go in, but they still need to capitalize off this KP. They're sitting in first place. They want to make sure that they stay on top.
He doesn't have any syringes either, Vicky. He literally has nothing besides ammo, and that's gonna mean Team Tyson should be able to buy time to move up. There's not enough time to loot these boxes either for Team Razor. It's in a fairly dangerous spot. Wizard Coid goes down. One more player remaining behind the knockdown shield. That's going to be MJ. Razor laying down shots over towards the high ground as well. Remember, they don't have any meds. It's a 3-on-3 straight up for the final game. Team Tyson in 5th place going up against Team Razor. Borton, the healthiest member alive. They do have to clamber up. Kodagami taking a decent amount of damage. Borton with some really great movement as Stankini lays down the car shots directly into his back. Birdie making his way through the smoke, but Cruz will heal using these cells, and it's just not enough. Not enough meds, not enough time for Razor to reset. Team Tyson takes game number 6.
Huge for Team Tyson, where they were sitting in 9th place before this game even started, but our partner squads being the last 3 squads alive for that final game is the best way to land the cherry on top and wrap up our night for today, Tom. That was crazy. Congrats to Tyson.
Lord himself, the umami flavor. Let's see if it's too much for the likes of Pork Laser right here. Pork Laser has been doing pretty decent out here at CVZ. You know, showing out this bike and definitely really putting on a lot of work with this character. And this matchup, I've seen it happen a few times. I like seeing Kabari come through from this matchup every so often, so I like the preemptiveness in return here for Peppery Splash. Don't let that happen.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested in this as a Viking player. Like, I want to see what Pork Laser is doing, how they're countering, and right now the answer is they're not. Unfortunately, I mean, the thing is, you're playing against Peppery Splash, who's doing an incredible job, calls in the applause, gets the frog afterwards with a perfect. I mean, I would really like. I want to see stuff. I want to see something. Okay, that was a really nice Tatami. Good start for that one. Kabari, and then, you know, baited with the backdash, so he didn't get the grab. And then that low Yozansen will get you every time.
Plus frames right there. Jumpy. Wall break for the Blicky. Ye-o Blicky, as my boy Maverick would say. One more hit for the finish right here. Pork Laser has many ways to finish the job, and the jumping is the win. The horizontal range on that jumping, making it nice and ambiguous. And you're already worried about her jump-ins from the many options she has. Yozansen, jump D, jump S, almost look at that. Yozansen coming through.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, especially because you can JS into your C, though, is challenge. This is a huge issue. Peppery Splash is so able to capitalize on things.
And it was so good to be in that distance, too, to get the burst that came through with wait and bait. There's the throw, the grip to do it. Peppery Splash covering all P's too close with the 5P, 2P, /, 5H in those buttons. You'll be able to get a knockdown and some damage.
Right, I mean, the parry is no joke in terms of damage. It does have a lot of recovery. I believe it's 32 frames of recovery, so you have to be really careful. So, I mean, just be aware of that as a Viking player. If you're like, I'm going to parry. Okay, I like the grab into the Kabari, you know, make sure that Peppery isn't going anywhere. This also gives you a good opportunity to kill Eddie, but unfortunately, Peppery with the grab is going to break the Kabari.
No, Kabari has been really good with this matchup. However, air throw, good tech. 2S. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get too much off of this character. Really looking for like counter hit combos and things like that to make the most of super. Sword Seal, Excalibur.
Oh,
just make it
goodness.
clap up in the corner, whips the throw,
There's
jump,
that
H, counter hit.
Yeah, that, like I was saying, JH, such a good one because there's really no horizontal movement to it. It's all verticality. Counter from Peppery Splash, are you joking? This is why you don't leave people alive.
You see him trying to go for the parry too as well.
Yeah,
but the ball was still there for Zato. Tries to hit him again with the Kabari, but again, you see the ground ruled by the likes of Peppery at that distance, outside the distance of Kabari too as well, continuously backing up enough.
Oh my goodness, the way that Peppery is able to fight fire with fire. You know, you're gonna come in, you saw some TKO Zonsons, Peppery said, fine, I can TK as well. I have these options too. I'm gonna keep you locked down into this corner. Because, I mean, Biken, where she has really good offensive options, getting out of these defensive situations are a little difficult because there's so many of her moves that have a lot of startup.
The far slash is fantastic, but the other moves not so much. Red RC up to 5P. That's gonna be nice and easy victory with the follow-up, of course. You're pointing this out, and it's that option, and now we see Peppery on game point.
I mean, it's like if you're playing Persona 4 Arena and you try to use something like that on one of the Personas. It's like, oops, guess I'll die. I mean, it's a, you know, very similar.
This dude's quirked up with the sauce. IB, however, here's Pork Laser answered back, and look how much they got their exchange too as well, trying to put the mat down. However, I lied. Pork's doing a fantastic job. I like these Escobaris because you leash them up, and there's a lot more you have to do compared to what Leo could do when you leash them up. However, Peppery's got options for that too.
Oh my
You mean you got
goodness.
options against a leash up? Bro, you are godlike.
Peppery, I mean, in contrast to the previous matchup, we're talking about, you know, knowledge and things like that. Peppery Splash knows character matchups. They understand exactly what they're getting into every time they're against somebody. Oh my god, the ambiguity is ridiculous right now.
Oh man, sinking to the ground. A little bit of BM. Did you leave him alive though? Now you leashed up. You might not survive. 6-speed counter hit. Burst. Takes out the blicky for a little bit. Trying to get the air throw too far out.
So rude though. You fly away as a bike and I'm offended.
Feeling a little tight right now.
Yes, it is. Okay, Burst comes out in response from Pork Blazer. There was that JD just trying to, you know, catch you doing something silly to Tommy Gaishi.
Look at that 2H2 as well. He's backdash. However, there's the oppose of the throw. Peppery with a 3-0 win over Pork Blazer. Definitely was close.
Potentially for 5th place at the bottom there. But first, before we get into that, we're actually going right into winners finals. It is now time for Team Mike and Ike and Team State Fair to go at it, and it is in fact a best of 5 now. So already Clueless is starting to try and counteract that gameplay from Swerve, but you can only do that while you have bolts available, and he's got to be super careful about how he tries to continue to push. Meanwhile, take a look at Meph switching off and going with the Harley.
I like the pick too, right? He's going to be able to scrap. I mean, we did see Mirror Man have a rough time against these two, but Mirror Man also didn't have an Iron Giant to back him up. So we're going to get, I mean, man, you know, the more I think about it, the way this is starting, I was going to say this is starting off pretty even. I'm looking at the damage spread. These guys they're not getting anything going. They can't get started. Look at this aerial dominance, but the turnaround from Clueless.
Arya weighing so little can get caught so early with plays like that. They do, however, get Harley. Of course, Harley, another lightweight. Can't afford to take too many straight hits. That triple dare into the nair follow-up to bring him out, but instead it was actually Harley's nair to get in there to stop that combo follow-up from Rams.
Swerve just harassing, getting the stock off, but the nice backup from Meth going to get the other stock, and we're back to an even game. We're in the middle ground territory of the game. Both teams with 2 KOs on the board, but damage getting racked up pretty quickly on the Rams. Oh, and same with Meth. Meth is in trouble.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Zip, this is feeling like one of those best of 5s that's going to last a total of 8 minutes tops. They are going at it. There's no chill. These are very boxing heavy characters. That nair is a perfect combo lineup, and what did he do after he had the missiles out to make sure a defensive resource had to be burned? And the separation, you can't do anything about that. You got to let him rock, and that's a perfect way to reset neutral and try and slow the game back down.
Yeah, and that was very necessary too, because when it gets too chaotic, it looks like that's the blue team's territory. They're doing a great job in the scramble situations, and they're hounding. It's just the hitboxes of Jake. It makes it so rough. And Arya definitely has some good combos and good hitboxes herself. Almost able to close the game. Gonna survive at 157. Yes, that's Iron Giant for you. But if they can get one more.
Yeah, that's some bleeding out blue team right there. They have 104 down special from Iron Giant, takes out either one of them. That's a big nair though. That's gonna go ahead and get one. Swerve has to be super careful now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to really take it slow, but he's got to come over and help. He does not want to let his teammate get jumped by these 2 characters. He's gonna call the bolts. They're trying to focus. He's not helping at all, bro. Oh, but it doesn't matter. There it is. Rams got both players on him. He gets one out of there for a 1-point lead here in Winners Finals.
MVP of the game, Rams. He was able to not only get in and seal the game at the end, but he was always there to back up once again. Definitely a much better option here. I like it as they go into game number 2. Even though they lost that first game, it was incredibly close all the way down to the wire.
Oh yeah, that one was down to the wire. I mean, the blue team really had a chance to close it, honestly. And that was a come from behind.
You mean the red team?
Yeah, the red team had a chance to close it. My fault. And then that was the come from behind.
Team Mike and Ike has been the red team the entire night, so I almost did that too. I feel you.
Yeah, this is a good start on this one. There's a lot of damage sitting on Swerve. And, wow.
Well, Harley weight coupled with, it doesn't matter what stage you're on, that getting hit by up air 2 that high in the sky, you're not making it out of that. And Swerve's tracking has just been so on point with that. Now, you get down from there, Meth. Don't try to continue to fight Swerve that high up. That's a free double up, though. That should be 2 as they get 1 and 2 into that bubble.
My goodness, that was so good. I love how Clueless did his play, too, right? He jumped, dipped under, and then made sure he got full.
Disjointed characters. I'll go into disjoints again for anybody who doesn't know, because I get that people get that question sometimes. But bro, this is looking like this is basically what the red team was kind of doing last game. They weren't able to close it, but this is exactly how last game looked at 1.2.
Oh, man. And there it is. It doesn't matter how the last game looked. This one is going to go to Team State Fair 1-1 on the board in a prolific performance. Those guys, they got in there that time, and they were like, we figured something out about what y'all are doing, and we're not going to let you do it. And they closed that one out smooth. Rams damage only at 118.
They are making it look phenomenal. However, I did say this before. Rams has also a deep character, pretty solid counter pick idea.
Yeah, I like that, and then also the fact that my man's was getting KO'd super fast. That Ario was getting terrorized last game. So you say, you know what, get that out of here. I don't want to have this low weight and the way that they're carrying their combos out. I can't survive. I can't play the game. And over on the left side of the stage, not getting to play at all. Meth, that first stock, you didn't really get to do anything. Dunked over on the left.
I love the way they utilize that, man. The rage mode on Iron Giant, just to put out a bunch of active hitboxes to see if one of the stray ones hit, and you could just jump out of it as the teammate to just go in there immediately to go help. But smartly on Meth and Clueless, what did they do? As soon as they saw Rocket coming down, said, that's fine, that part of the stage belongs to you. We're gonna go right after Swerve, and Swerve took a lot of damage because of it.
Everybody on the board has a lot of damage on except for Meth, because Meth is the one that has fallen. So it's really even. If they can just get the blue team stock.
Usually, yes. In front of a Jake off stage. No. So he just got snatched off. No! No! That's why this matchup is so bad. They got comboed into each other. And as soon as he got the command grab, you sent him low. There's like nothing Iron Giant could do to get around Jake. That was so good. Or excuse me, Cake in this instance. That was so good by Swerve.
That was insanely good. These guys are on top of it. Adjustment after adjustment by they're getting smacked up pretty bad in the previous round. These guys switched characters and just put on a clinic.
The switch up to that Bugs Bunny was so smart. Like it did, and not even can do so. We'll find out in a moment. What did they do? They did indeed decide to switch. So the Bugs Bunny is going to show up. We have the Ditto. There's gonna be a lot of nonsense flying around.
There's going to be a lot of safes, a lot of rockets, a lot of chaos in this match. And early on, you can already see Swerve is always on the prowl. Meth got sent up there, was only at 9 damage, and Swerve came up there to the stage. Swerve over here starting to juggle off on the left side. We got a lot of damage on the Clueless, but like we said, it's not too much for Iron Giant, but we do have 113 sitting on Rams. If Rams gets pressured right now, it could be an issue. There's a rocket in the middle of the stage, create some separation, boom, gonna get that one out of there, and that was perfect. They capitalized exactly how they should have. They put the rocket up and had a wall for just a slight moment and went over there and got his stock done. So red team has a small lead. Most
dangerous, like the moving force of fear that you could have is that rocket, let alone 2 available. But one of the last ones, of course, is a Iron Giant falling directly down towards you with that down special. Gonna avoid him though, and not only did he get in with the up special, but he was backed up by the pie toss from Meth, and they tried to double up. They tried to go both in at the same time. Do they sneak one out here? They might sneak one out off the top. Goes for the double up here, but he was not able to finish the job. That was so close. Doesn't matter though. Everyone else flies. We're back to an even game.
Going in a little too hard. You got a little too aggressive. I liked the combo at first, but once he started falling out of it, you know that Swerve is going to come over there and try to make sure that you can't make it back to the ground, especially after all those resources used. So, like, I mean, I kind of get the aggression, but at a certain point, you got to back off.
Right, how do you in that one? That was pretty funny. It's like, going at it too hard. It's like, you know what, man? Hey, down here we throw hands. We gentlemen fisticuffs right now, and that's what it feels like, man. 100 onto Iron Giant, of course, doesn't mean too much, but a rocket not prepared for. He snuck underneath with the tunnel, and he was answered immediately. That rocket, however, did not get the KO they were looking for, so they ate the hit, and that now puts that on a long cooldown.
Yeah, that's going to be a long cooldown for you, and it's going to be a long time to get that KO off. So I like the fact that they're focusing on Meth right now. You got a lot of damage on Clueless already. Great job. Oh my gosh. He's got to survive this. He's got to survive the side. He couldn't get through either player. Team Mike and I making sure, solidifying their spot in grand finals. But State Fair put up a pretty good scrap. They got clutched on there in that final round.
That was so good, because what have Team State Fair been doing so well all day? They've been working together to both utilize the invincible bolts from the Iron Giant.
We move off of World's Edge on over to Storm Point as we have another 50-50 taking place. Multiple 50-50s. If you liked action on World's Edge, well, you're going to love it here on Storm Point is Lagiki. They're going down. Leave no witness as well. Having a tough go of it today. The lobbies are absolutely stacked as we see Aegon by AOC. Winners of game number 3 plus first place in that Mobile 1 leaderboard. Doing a great job of also trying to fight their way up on those overall standings, Tony. And honestly, can they take the championship with 3 games remaining? It's our final day here in Season 6. Get ready for Season 7 as those announcements are going to come out. Make sure you follow at Esports Arena on Twitter for all of that.
Yeah, still bittersweet to be in the season finale here, but can't wait for Season 7. And let me say, Aegon may have won game number 3, but I believe our game number 2 winners actually went down early. Lagiki went from winning game number 2 on World's Edge to dropping early in their 50-50 here on Storm Point.
And the Rampage can still do some serious damage here. We'll find out if they're going to be able to get Orioles back into this one. You can see 1 kill has been traded coming in from both sides here. But you know, once that zone starts to close, teams are going to start rotating. Fortunately for them, they're not directly in the middle of the zone. As you see, Leave No Witness gets involved in another team fight too. So 3 different 50-50s ended up taking place off of the rip. His force is going to go for that banner. While that's happening, Turns is going to cover from the side. And this is VKS, another very solid open team. Gonna have to get out of dodge and go take on over towards the high ground. They do have the banner deliver onto the beacon. You can see that's going to be the idea coming in from Kicks. While that's taking place, Chem is going to also cover, which means that the 1 respawn in the area has already been used, and Aegon by AOC can no longer challenge this fight.
It looks like both teams were willing to reset there as they pulled out of that situation. Both got banners. One gets the revive, but the other one lives to see another day. Now we have Tyson, who are going into yet another composition. This time, Stanini with the Mad Maggie, Kodagame with the Loba, and Cruising with the Octane. But I'm not sure if it matters much because they're getting
there. The third party was on point, as you see High Peak getting out of dodge with Unknown Crim's banner. The respawn is on the building that they just left, so they're going to have to find a safer spot to go for this res, depending on where the zone and where the rest of the players are going to be. But it's a nice initial fight coming through, and it's not stopping yet. 2R1C. It's going to be VJ. He's got a great combo for Bangalore. The R9, the Digithreat inside of the building. IARC is going to end up throwing down that ultimate. I was really hoping to see Tyson stick with the same composition that they had before, but it looks like they're trying new stuff, and always been something that we've seen here in Series E. People start switching up their compositions if they feel like it's not really working out for them. So hopefully Team Tyson comes back strong in game number 5. 2R1C trying to take over that first place from Aegon by AOC, which 7-point difference right now, Tony, on that Mobile 1 leaderboard. We'll see if they can mop this team and get a little bit closer to taking over first place.
At this point, I don't even care how strong Tyson come back in the next round. I'm just interested to see what's going to be their next crazy composition, to be honest with you. Because they've just been changing it every single game, and so far it's gotten more interesting and more interesting. I can see the genius with the Octane, Loba, and Mad Maggie, what they were trying to do. Sadly, we didn't get to see enough of it, but VJ with the 132 out of the R99 and just gets the knock and just pulls right out. And now you're seeing the Peacekeeper putting the shot into the body. One more player alive. Never mind that. Rid 2R1C getting rid of them, bringing us down to just 15 squads. And now our Seer player just does what Seer players do best. Just make sure you aim down the sight, check the surrounding areas, make sure there's no third parties coming in as we move on to yet another fight. 15 squads still.
Nice job stopping the res there for Jet. Masters of using the knockdowns here. You've seen it so much today as he's going to go and try to hit this armor swap and get Silent back into the game. Has a nice little safe crevice to hit the res, but somehow he's not getting the utilization of the res in a safe area, even though it looked like he was going to be in good position. Speaking of good position, Wizard Coin's got their back.
Wizard Coin watching that res perfectly, and now Mike and Ike back to fully loaded. Looks like a 3v1, make that a 3v none. There's ATHHVY getting taken down, and Razor another gunfight. Love the action that we've been seeing so far. Lots of times these tournaments can be slow moving and you'll see a lot of squads going into those final circles, but not this one. These teams are willing to fight, and I'm loving every last bit of it. Razor obviously winning this gunfight. It might just be a 3v1 that they're waiting to actually take, sitting up high, making sure nobody comes in for the third party. Easy damage by Blitz, allows his teammate to come in for the cleanup, but where did the rest come in? It's free agent players chasing down this gunfight. Razor get eliminated, and I don't think Razor were able to deal with that final player, so now we have maybe a 3v2 at the moment as free agent players looking to make their presence known once again.
Nice job popping the shields of Seer. You can see the Seer ultimate scared them, so they push into the opposite building, and a nice job of utilizing the window. Looks like a 3-on-3, Tony, as everyone's fairly healthy on the opposite side. The smokes are going to go down. They're on top of NorCal Bin with the movement with the smokes, and it was actually a full wipe onto NorCal. Nice job there from FA players. You could see how confident they were, the aggression that ended up coming through. Perfect utilization of the Seer ultimate as well. Seen a lot of R9 Nemesis today. I feel like that's a lot of the combinations that people are electing to go and use, but also the Prowler. If you haven't noticed that people are starting to pick that up a lot more, well, welcome to the current gun meta. It's weird how not a lot of changes have happened with certain weapons here and there, but the Prowler just makes a resurgence again.
Yeah, I've been told that actually people are picking up the Prowler over the car, which, you know, not too long ago, the car was like that, the SMG, you know, it was even worth crafting and you know, getting out of position in order to grab that weapon because it was just that good. Now R99 buff, you know, that's obviously going to see some incredible play, but now the Prowler's coming in. If you could hit your shots and obviously get a mag on it because it's a fairly short clip, it's a very dangerous weapon. I'm not really surprised that
it's going to be Horizon Q in the air to try to get on over towards safety. Cyril ends up being utilized perfectly as well, and it gets smashed right back onto 2R1C. But look at the head glitch coming in. It's a flank coming in from the backhand side. It's going to be Noir coming in with the 30-30. Uchaka with a great portal play. You know, he's on top of that, Tony, before you have to even say anything. That's a great Wraith teammate.
Wow, I mean, I loved where 2R1C were thinking right there. You know, they countered that Bangalore ult with one of their own. You know, the teammates of the team were like, don't worry, that's my ult, play through it. And he drops his ult. Oh, I'm taking damage. It's not your ult. It's not your ult. So I love this start. It's obviously was an aggressive start. It looks like they did the damage they wanted to, and they were pushing the way they wanted to. Eventually, they're forced the portal back. This is where Wraith gets a ton of value here. You're able to reset at a distance, especially with that buff. But the Prowler, oh my gosh. If the Prowler re-knocks, that'd be hilarious.
Is getting involved. The cheeky angle through the window. You can also end up shooting through the roofs here too, so you got to be a little bit careful if you're inside of this building. Instead of shooting, he's gonna elect to throw the grenade into the roof. Look how sneaky this angle is.
No. Oh my gosh, I love, even without the stick, I love that nade placement. And with that, you have 3 members of free agent players rushing in 91 to start off that fight with the Peacekeeper. You don't stand a chance when free agent players are playing big brain like that. What a nade to start off and what shots to finish it. Beautifully played by free agent players. An
absolute massacre inside of that building, and it forced that nade, forced everybody onto the stairs. And they were ready for that one on FA players. While that 3 still 2 minutes away, plenty of time to go and rotate, but they're not messing around. They want to maybe potentially even land on this team if they see that it's just a duo. Will we see another team land directly onto somebody? Are they going for positioning? Are they just going for the fight? It looks like they're going to play it safe and play the positioning.
We saw the pings coming in. I thought they were saying where they wanted to land, but it looks like they were just letting their teammates know where the position of the enemy was. And still love the play right here. Playing afar, it looks like there is, I am seeing 3 players. I only saw a duo when flying in, but it might actually be 3 players in front of them. And as of right now, they're playing the edge of zone, so obviously don't have to worry about what's coming from behind them, really what's in front of them. So love the play here by Aegon. Lots of space they could play. Would love it more if it was like a Watson to fence up a little bit, but still not bad whatsoever. 10 squads remaining and 1 minute and 17 seconds left in this zone, and we're seeing yet another battle. This time it's Inner Nerd Gaming.
They're gonna get out of there. Nice job from Matt and Cloaked putting some cover down, as the Seer ultimates are going to be used from both teams. This is a big fight because they need to go and push inside of the zone here very shortly. It's only a minute, so the longer this fight takes place, the most likely they're going to have a hard time with the rotation. There goes MJ with the Nemesis onto Jet. So this is Mike and I going up against Team Intel. Big fight coming in for our partnered squad that's going to have implications on the overall accumulative leaderboard, and Mike and Ike is trying to hold on to that first place area. The man on your screen, MJ, the MVP of season number 5, trying to do some big things here at the end of season 6 and our final night and he's going to be able to get a flush there on the Jet. Meanwhile, the other team we were just talking about, Aegon by AOC, they're answering it with some kills of their own. It's R9 today when we're talking about all the different weapons. The car definitely a little bit out of style because this is the weapon that has been utilizing.
And Mike and I really desperately need these kill points right now. You know, you find yourself in 8th place, 18 points total. And if you have any chance of making it into the top 2, you have to have a big game. By the way, it's Team Aegon sitting up top with 51 points right now. So you are playing catch-up at the moment. Smokes are in. DigiThreat is out for MJ, but instead of actually forcing themselves into that building, instead they're gonna zone out. They're pinging left and right, saying, "Look, this is not the fight that we want to take. Let's smoke them, get out, use that as a distraction." And MJ going to, oh, excuse me, Mike and I going to live to see another engagement.
Yeah, speaking of zoning out and speaking of catch-up, what's Team Tyson up to? I got eliminated a little bit earlier. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. I'm still hungry. The conversations we were taking place a little bit earlier as Team Intel has to do this without Jet. Remember that was Team Mike and Ike who was able to lay some hurting onto Team Intel, and unfortunately for them, they're gonna have to make a rotation directly into multiple teams. Aegon by AOC, they took the rotation up on over towards this high ground. You can see Seer Ultimates inside of the zone over here. There's gonna be some easy pickings here as round 3 will absolutely eat you alive. Chief going down. Orioles continues to pop off with this R9, and he's not done yet. The thirst happening as well. Another player with the purple shields. It looks like they're in their sights. You just got to be worried about the third party, and that's why the pings are going down from Orioles.
Just for fun, getting eliminated, bring us down to 9 squads. It looks like we're about to be down to 8 real quick. Look at the angle that turns have on him before they return any damage. He's able to put max damage onto multiple different players, and hopefully his teammates are able to pick up the pieces here. The res is already in as High Peak and VKS go down to 7 squads with shots, but I believe they might have been able to get that off. I'm not sure.
Very close. You can see that it was being utilized.
Okay.
And the respawn does go down. So a little bit of back and forth happening with 3 squads in the area. 50 seconds. Is that enough time to be able to maybe get some loot here inside of the building and then still make your rotation? This is the problem for Nerd Gaming, though. They don't have a rotation legend on the map right now. The best thing that they can do is get this man on your screen back into the game, get his shields back, and then use those smokes to make the rotation.
I feel like Nerd Gaming got really lucky the fact that Mike and Ike weren't the only team there, because you have 2 duos that are sitting outside of Mike and Ike's point. So Mike and Ike want to give value and kill those 2 players, but they have to deal with the other team as well. So it's not really a 3v2, it's more of a 3v2v2. So they're able to get fully loaded and get that respawn just because there was another duo by, and Mike and Ike just couldn't commit to that. Now their 2 are fighting. Mike and I back right down and say, okay, you know what? Let's wait for the knocks, and then we'll just third party in, or we have an option to rotate over towards the inner zone. So round 4 closing in. Still 7 squads remaining. I think Mike and I played that well with the situation, it being a 3v2v2 as opposed to just a 3v2.
That's a great point. They elected to go and play the rotation, get ahead of those 2 teams, so that once the zone closes, they are going to be able to give themselves the best opportunity to pick up some kills. Right now, VJ's gonna have to back off the Rolling Thunder. They find a little bit of safe spot in between these rocks. They have to get through all of this visual clutter, though. The smokes coming down from the Rolling Thunder, plus the smokes coming in from VJ himself. 1 second until he has the next one. MJ gets a knock there with the flatline too, plus the thirst. He finds another one immediately. How is this guy knocking people so fast?
Got the shots. What do you expect?
I forgot.
Move in, so now you have to angle out, get your shields quick. They're surrounded and really being caught over towards this one rock. Nades are coming in left and right. This is not where Aegon want to be. They have to headbutt their way out of the situation. It looks like that's what they're trying to do. Gaiosi ends up going down. So does Dan Pride here. Aegon, despite being in a terrible position with nades coming left and right, getting surrounded, they force their way out and take on the third party. Oh my gosh.
2R1C waiting in the wings as well to collapse on this. Mike and I going down to Aegon by AOC is huge for the overall leaderboard and the cumulative leaderboard. Aegon by AOC goes out in 3rd place, but not before taking down their #1 competition to try and take 1st place in Series E. But the team that's looking for the hunt on Aegon by AOC, that's going to be free agent players, the team in 3rd place, plus 2R1C, the team in 2nd place. A lot of points to be had here, Tony. You're getting the 3 points for the kills, plus the extra 3 points for the placement. This is a 6-point swing for whoever is going to be able to walk away from this fight. Another Kraber in hand at the end game. This is going to be big for Bin if he hits a shot.
Is this like some kind of glitch? It says that free agent players have 44 points. But going into this game, they had 24. Is this a 20-point game?
Look how many game, a little bit different in terms of the angles. Look at what BJ's taking with the head glitch over here. Basically a sitting duck inside of the water. Big 140 there coming in from Bin. Nellis is climbing up on towards the height to try to get the armor swap for Bin, and he's able to do so. It's a red armor to boot, plus the digi threat inside of the smoke. Free agent players really turning it around with that Kraber shot on the back of Bin.
Yeah, it was a beautiful quick scope shot and beautiful shots coming in, but I believe they're still in a 2v3 at the moment, so numbers not on their side here. Well, actually, it's a 2v2.
They got the thirst. Remember, there was a little bit split from VJ. He had that great head glitch on the water, but 2R1C with a very minor mistake that gets
audio clutter, more visual clutter that comes in, that's coming in from the sky, and while you're doing that,
if Umisho was kind of toying with the food, getting someone who's toying with their food to actually play very serious is always a victory kind of in and of itself.
It is, and as we say in the FGC, we take those. But speaking of taking those, I have no idea who's going to take this match. This is another long historied match, both of these players facing each other multiple times in Exard. And the thing that I like about these two is they apparently used to live very close to each other and had no idea until one time they went to a tournament and they're like, oh, you live like down the street from me. I don't believe they do anymore, but speaking of down the street, we're going to go down the whole entire block to another place of recovering from these situations. Good confirm, though. Character is so cool and does a lot of things that a lot of other players don't do, and that's why they found so much success with them.
Yeah, and again, you know, I was talking about Bean earlier, top 8 Evo, same thing with Peppery Splash here as well, top 8 at Evo. So again, that's the level of caliber of play that we have here. Of course, you know, there weren't a lot of Japanese players that made it out to Evo, so that's why I'm so excited to see how Arc Evo is going to work. I think it's 3 Japanese and 3 US players in there, and I can't wait to see this clash of players.
Oh, and Evo Japan coming.
I want to even say, you know, based on the play style and stuff. Wow, actually, Peppery got the burst before the super activation, so that way he was able to get Romola to waste the meter.
Yeah, that is a whole lot. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I don't know what. Oh wow, didn't get hit by the frog. I love the way that Romola is being so careful with the way she's coming. Waited exactly for the right moment for that, and then got put into stain and hit with the bird. This is insane. We got 1-1 though, and yeah, it's interesting that you bring up about Testament. I recently played Plus R for the first time, and I understand what you mean. Oh, that was Did she? Okay, I was not sure if that was too late, but Peppery, once again, you know, mathematical, knows exactly how many frames they had to activate that. A lot of FDs coming out from Romola. Oh, what a grab, too. Really nicely done.
I mean, that came after Peppery Splash tried to do the dust into RC quick cancel low to get people to stand up and catch him. Romola was able to actually block that in time, but it's beautiful for Peppery Splash to turn that high-low mix-up into a throw because you're so like, oh, I blocked it. You're relieved and you don't realize another mix-up is coming right away.
Right. Oh my gosh, that grab from Peppery, so good. Once again, putting Romola back into the corner. But Romola not deterred. Stain State is out again. But Frog, and like you said, those invite hells that Peppery Splash has been doing have been...
Yeah, there you go, Peppery Splash.
Character looks so good.
That's scary.
Oh, it's terrifying.
And so
it's...
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, it's like you're just watching an oncoming train. You can't do anything about it.
But I'm pretty sure that train has a birthday party on it, thus being a birthday train, so, you know, it's okay.
Birthday train! Let's go! I think I'm one of the few people who love Birthday Train, and I will hold that. I will hold that.
The CD comes with the karaoke version, I think, of that song or something like that, but, you know, I will karaoke that song any day.
Yo, let's go! Staying out of range of those sight slashes from Romola.
Even with some changes, if you're not seeing those results that you're used to, you kind of want to get back to basics, get back into the flow of what was working. You're just like, okay, well, how do we adapt to what otherwise seemed like it was just a little too much to deal with? But back on it, Kosalix and Mirror Man trying to reestablish themselves. Not doing a bad start at all against this Jake Shaggy combination.
Yeah, Team Mike and Knight coming through, trying to make the upset here. And if you're any team trying to get into that first, not need to perform and stack up all those first places, but you also got to make sure Vitamin Water doesn't get too much points as well. So Vitamin Water also has to place very, very low, so that's going to be very difficult. Especially with these Velma nerfs, I do like how Team Vitamin Water is working around that. You more so want to hit your teammate with the megaphone just because of the range getting reduced, right? So more so on your teammate instead of launching it full screen is going to be the strategy here. And it looks like a very even game, 1 point a pop here. Yeah. Still a great character. You don't have that absurd range with the megaphone, so you got to commit a little bit closer, but that's still fantastic.
Wow, Mirror Man going on an absolute tear. He is just delivering a whole lot of damage. And Ralph trying to get this other ring out right there on the table. It's going to take a little bit more. But I'm loving the teamwork right now, though. 2 ring outs apiece, though, so you got to be careful. So very even contest.
Yeah, and up against this Bruiser team, right? Shaggy a little bit on the heavier side, so it's gonna be a little harder to KO. Shaggy a little bit on the heavier side, so it's gonna be a little harder to KO. And if the points are even, you know, even if the percent, it's not necessarily even when it comes to these characters.
Correct, 100%.
Ooh, the setup here, the tipper side air gonna connect. Oh, okay, the up attack.
Oh, wow.
Quite it, but look at the sneaky ring out.
Yeah, Jake making a play. Okay, but we are even up.
And a bunch of more damage and just getting dunked into that bottom area there on the right side.
They put Mirror Man in a really poor position at the start of that game and just used that and just kind of combination. Yeah, Shaggy was kind of left to his own devices. And Mirror Man is what I'm talking about. Sometimes he can just take over a game. Going on a little bit of a run right now, picking up a lot of pressure. And then Velma doing a good job. Very good compliment, even when they are separated a little bit. These word bubbles trying to run a bit of interference.
Oh man, you are taking a bunch of damage. Caustic's finally getting back. It's all.
Feel your pain, man.
It's unfortunate, but I feel like the name maybe have cursed him or something. Not trying to say anything, but Straight Simpin looking like they're in some trouble. McDonald's Wi-Fi also playing this out as a duo, so it is a 2v2 on the other side here. Straight Simpin unfortunately get eliminated as the first squad to go, but Intel. Tom, I think you're cursing them out here. You were just talking about them, but they got charge rifled in the back. They get eliminated in 19th. McDonald's Wi-Fi don't want to be the third team, but it's crazy in this final game how crazy aggressive a lot of these teams are off the rip.
Yeah, if you're new to Series E, if you're new to Apex Legends that's competitive, as soon as you see that leaderboard coming out, everyone understands how hard they have to go in order to get inside of the money. So they fully send it and they recognize that they need to have a massive game going forward, and sometimes that ends up clearing the lobby out just a little bit faster than typical as GIB gets taken down. 3 squads already end up biting the dust. But Vicky, how are you going to say that? I cursed them because of the name and now I'm cursing Team Intel. Am I just a cursed person? Is that what you're implying?
I called you a fortune teller earlier on, and now it's like the Grim is being read off the teacup. I don't know. The tea leaves has to tell its own story out here. And a lot of these teams that were struggling on the bottom end of the leaderboard looks like they're falling in and staying in that bottom end of the leaderboard. NTC now on top of the ship of Mirage Voyage, trying to take some shots, but Taylor's falls incredibly low. This is actually another team that I mentioned at the pre-show that I was expecting to pop off to see more of, but I haven't really been seeing them too much.
And there it is. No name gets dropped by NTC. And the Spitfire, low-key, one of my favorite weapons to pick up off of the rip, because not a lot of people are expecting you to just rip in about 40 shots, and you can use it close range, you could use it medium range, not the best at long range, but one of those weapons that is a little bit underrated and underutilized. You need a lot of ammo for it overall, but we're gonna...
In the front doors that were blown up. Looking to his back, he doesn't expect it. He has an EVA 8 with a gold shotgun bolt, but to his back, he wall bounces. It's not enough. Both players still are fully up and alive, and Buddha has to recover with the shield back. He pulls it off. Now he's popping the med kit, but he's forced to leave his 2 teammates behind.
Nothing Buddha can do in this instance, but he looks like he's got the beam in his back pocket. Takes the Rising down to no shields. Does get the knock onto MJ. Potential third party coming in for Mike and Ike as they take on over towards the bridge to try to defend MJ in his life. MJ ended up going for the flank. It's impressive to win that fight against MJ, considering the first shots with the R9 did not look very smooth, not very
high ground.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the stock helps you with zooming in and reloading, I believe. So you're going to be able to get a little bit quicker with this charge rifle. The purple stock is definitely valuable in this instance, plus the 3x puts in some serious work. The 2.4, my favorite scope for this weapon overall. They say once you go past that, you start losing aim assists, and you know I'm not about that life.
Team knows, but they're about to get into the open arms of Cruisin' and his squad on the other side of this gravity cannon.
And they do. They take a ton of damage along the way. It's going to be Zell. Team Tyson is in the vicinity. Nice job from Team Tyson taking on over towards the high ground and picking them off. But then NC is in the area. It's going to be Thezar as NorCal gets eliminated in 12th place. Cruisin' elects to not go for the smokes before he goes for the res. Has both of the smokes in his back pocket. Has the creeping barrage if he wants to use it. Seer ultimate is going to be used as well. And the lobby continues to heat up as we jump on board with our team in second place. 2R1C. Looks like they got a fight over towards Jurassic Park.
This squad that's so close in that top 3 scoreboard right now, sitting in second place with 57 points after getting some KP to their name for this game. Random weird horizontal placement of that rolling one missile avoids that with the Q from the horizon. Something else that's super important too when it comes, it's not just the catalyst counter picks, but of course you could take that Q up into the heavens and try to avoid that creeping barrage sometimes. BJ falls incredibly low, but he gets out of the line of sight, the smoke helping him out, giving him some extra insurance before the jump over through the bunker doors to finish him off. As a Seer ult comes out from Hierarcha, they have the notification and the information. Look at these double Seer ults. This is crazy right now, but this is what it seems to look like when it comes to the Seer meta that we've entered. Uchako falls low. Hierarcha's about to meet him right back in the lobby. Not much he could do when there's no cover to hide behind. And 2R1C, our squad in second place, gets taken out by Kraken's Lair, the squad that is currently sitting in 6th place with 40 points.
And there used to be a time, Vicky, when you would get the elimination from teams that were still on the ground. They got rid of that a couple of seasons ago. Made it a little bit more difficult to go for these kill records, but nice job from free agent players to be able to scoop in and pick up some serious kill points. Unfortunately for Turns, that ended up costing him his life, and it looks like that's going to cost him forces as well. They're coming through, and Aegon by AOC goes out in 10th place. Unfortunate timing for them, but great timing coming in for FA, and they're not done yet as McDonald's Wi-Fi now comes in for the 5th party.
What is going on? This is looking like a graveyard, and it's McDonald's Wi-Fi shift that is up right now to clean up what is left inside of Jurassic Park. Currently beaming down the players that are trying to go through that choke point by the bunker doors. They get a knock onto Worst, and now they're trying to close in the gap. Despite the circle closing in, they can definitely still out-heal the circle right now.
They're not done yet. They want to keep continuing this fight, but there goes the smoke. He has the digi of his own. Bin hits the wingman shots that he's looking for. Arcstar is going on over towards the door. TrevStack selects to go for that Seer ultimate. Will they push through the door, or will they go for the res? It looks like they want to trade out reses, but that's not what TrevStack is trying to do. He looks for the armor swap perfectly on top of the box, shoots through the knockdown shield and continues to put the hurting on, but Bin is the one player right now that they need to shut down. Creeping Barrage ends up landing. T-Dong ends up going for the armor swap as well. Medkits need to be hit on both sides. It's been from free agent players against the world. He has 2 players directly in front of him. Are they going to go for the res, or are they going to continue to push through? The wingman shots connect, but not enough. Knockdown shields being used as well. He's on the hunt, and he finishes it off. McDonald's Wi-Fi goes out, and Bin is going to start getting a little bit harder to manipulate because you do have so number 3 closing, and we know what that's going to do for you, but this is an interesting play. I wonder if there just wasn't enough meds, Vicky, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get inside the zone, maybe craft something for you guys, and then we can get you back. But 6 kills, 4 assists. Bin definitely looking like the MVP as this game, as he perfectly ends up hitting his med kit.
On the south side, which looking at the overhead map earlier, we do know that there was a lot of teams still around the storm area, so the storm catcher area. So a lot of these teams could start rotating from the other side of Razor, and that's why they're starting to rotate now.
Razor's looking to capitalize on this. They've won 2 out of the 5 games. Can they make it 3 out of 6 here and walk away with a dub? This is
are looking to try to take another win under their belt after coming out as victors of game 5. Nice tracking with the R9. The Beamage coming in, but he's forced to pop the shield bat. Now the Rolling Thunder still available here for Karev, and Clutch, he is literally one, but he has to reload both his guns. Unfortunate as he manages to get away.
I thought Curve was fast. That guy was the fastest player I've ever seen. It was like Octane running around the map right there as Curve goes and hits the heels. Another player up on top of the high ground. Got to be a little bit careful. This player is being extremely sneaky, and Curve is playing it smart, using the smokes, working with his teammates here, waiting for the potential seer scans. before they decide exactly what they want to do. Best case scenario is they hit a climb up, but instead of doing that, they toss a nade. Then they're going to go and use that to go and make their way on over towards the high ground. But they use the enemy grab lift to make their way over towards the very ultimate height. And that is a play. That's a vibe for Leave No Witnesses. Now, a couple of different angles can be taken here for Curve if he wants to go and utilize the second or the third area of this build. Rock to go and hide. You can see the player outlines from him directly south. So if there is a Seer team, it's going to end up coming back to bite him. But while that's happening, Leave No Witnesses gets into a little bit of fight. This is the team that's coming after Razor for first place, who's been slow playing things a majority of the game. 6 squads remaining. We know who the solo is. The rest are teams of 3 as the wall goes down for Catalyst and Paris. Seer ultimate happening to try to slow things down. They've used a wall of their own. Just one more shot before Pierce goes down. He's able to get back on over towards safety.
Clenching as he pops a shield bat, and the suppressed fire comes from the rest of his teams. The beam with the R9 coming in again. Look at these walls helping them, surrounding them to give them some extra cover. As Pierce is going to be able to try to pop the medkit. He disengages because the circle's closing in. Brutus gets stuck on the tree branch. They're forced to run into the open area in the line of sight of not just 1, but 2 teams. Now playing off the 3rd team right on the low end of this rock lip. They try to get onto the top. They get the kill. NTC gets eliminated, and with 5 squads left in this final game,
it was Tyson above them, but all of a sudden MJ comes through with the scout and helps them out just temporarily. Heels end up going down for still taking first place away from Team Razor. They got to take their time clambering up. Who's going first?
Trying to push each other, elevate each other through jumping on the other's head real quick. Who's gonna get through that lip? It's Razor. Our partner squads are doing amazing in this final game right now.
Tyson partner team as well. They've taken over the high ground, and it's 3 partnered squads in the final circle. Team Mike and Ike, Team Razor, and Team Tyson. Razor should be able to secure first place with this one. These boxes either for Team Razor, it's in a fairly dangerous spot. Wizard Coid goes down. One more player remaining behind the knockdown shield. That's going to be MJ. Razor laying down shots over towards the high ground as well. Remember, they don't have any meds. It's a 3.
I would agree with that.
Would it, like, different sort of mix. Different sort of mix. I feel like he's more continuous, like with like resets and stuff. But you know, compared to Marvello, who is more like the whip punish side, like you see like Marvello like will wait back a little bit. B just goes in to get the win. 6H gets the wall break. Give me my bar. Give me my bar back.
Oh my goodness. Bro, 4 a.m. I can't stop watching. Don't stop watching. It's gonna be 6 a.m. by the time we're done for you. And the action just does not stop. Yeah, I would definitely agree with your assessment, Cola. There have been times, gosh, I will never forget the time that I can't even remember the character of like who killed who, but I just was like, good Jesus Christ, and you capitalized that with your voice. But sometimes the damage, just because of the way that scaling works in this game, sometimes there's a lot of damage and sometimes you just live with a sliver and everybody's confused.
Yeah. It's like, how did that happen? Even the players get confused. They're like, it's not like a controller. They're like, wait, I'm supposed to be dead. Like, this is your game to win. However, here's the back throw. Bean has him caught in the corner, a lot of bar to utilize. And that bar is really meant for like mix and stuff like that. For RC bar like this, the 6 meaty, no vegan. Put the bombs on into the gang. Super to seal it. Big B, the machine.
I don't know if Junior is still here.
Play. You start to get ideas and see how they have success. The 5K has not been coming into play. Never mind. SQ back in business with the 5K. I was gonna say like Bean had kind of made her take off the table, but round start, fantastic, and look at this exchange. That's like commentator's curse survivor said one.
I know. I was like, you just said, well, something 5K, and then it was like,
well,
spoke. Oh my goodness. SQ just puts damage on the table, and that is the entire Thanksgiving dinner, and you had better be grateful for it.
Bean not looking to go up on that 2 jump. H round start, fantastic round start. Look at that, put the palms on him. 6H, one part of the Rekka, and the bar gonna be built up here for Bean. 5K after the RC gets a counter hit.
Thanks. Thank you for calling that out. I appreciate that. Sometimes my brain malfunctions, and you know what? Call it out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Marvello's bean. Marvello goes, this is my bean. You show up the tournament like that.
My cannon. Atso is SQ. Sword explosion. Do another one. Back fist. Check my wrist. It's over. SQ dominant. And now looking to put themselves game to game, round to round.
check my wrist. What time is it? Time to die. That's what it was. That's what SQ said. And again, I'm really liking, I feel like this is the story of tonight. Neutral movement options have been so superior, and it is netting a lot of positive gain for it. It doesn't matter who it is on either side. Ooh, that was the first time I saw a couple of 2Ps just going around being a little errant. But that was a really nice jump into low from Bean. Bean is ridiculous.
Bean puts it right back in the corner. 2D into the super. This is gonna hurt again. This is how you get your win with this character. The win condition, the bar built up, fast RC combos, jump 8, burst. However, that's a hero one, and God willing, Bean can be a villain. And there's the air throw down to the ground. You go. No lean. All
Privileged to see every week is so much fun, and we just get it week after week. How freaking lucky are we?
We are definitely blessed to be impressed. Again, the side switch situation here from Bean. It's his positional advantage that he's going for. He like immediately is like, I want to put up in the corner. I don't want no corner carry combos. Let me get my side switch. And immediately has built up enough bar to get the super. And again, bad situation. FBIB from the.
So SQ looking to, put another one on the board. Bean would like to close it out right now. And what a great backdash into that moveset. Combo continue. These lows have net so much damage. They have opened SQ up so consistently. And they're having to spend so much meter on SDing because Bean is being so aggressive.
That's less defense. The RC to get nasty with it. That was godlike. Yo, SQ trying to survive and thrive with the strive. Gold burst. Time to cash out.
Stop saying what I was about to say. I'll come back to that in a second. Oh, the reverse 1.8 gajillion damage.
He's still alive. 5K in play gets to counter it. Dash up, double 5K to do it. Big B. Big B. Lean, mean, fight machine. Big B.
That was such.
I was not aware. Yeah. We're getting started with the first game. Here we go. Team Vitamin Water, aka Cosmic Mirror Man versus Shiro and Poro, actually. Oh, I thought it was a punch. I'm bugging.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, so he's not playing with Apache this weekend, but yeah, I actually do think Shaggy and Harley is actually really, really good. They actually could kill you off of zero, off of, any ladder combo if they hit one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how this goes, but oddly enough, he didn't start the game off with a Shaggy charge. I thought he would, like, jump off and start the charge, but it happened.
Yeah, especially on Calm, because on Calm, you guys, spawn really far away from each other. I actually thought it would be like the best map too for Shaggy to get a charge off. But
yeah, exactly. Like you get so much space on it too. Okay, so Shiro and Cosmix both have like no dodge meter. Actually, Poro is looking low on the dodge meter too. If they could take advantage of this, they could look for a kill.
Yeah, Cosmix really has no dodge meter, and you actually don't get dodge meter in this game. I mean, you do a little bit over time, but you need to get some hits to actually get your dodge meter back up. So if I'm Cosmix, I would go in a little bit, try and get some hits in, and run away.
Okay, wait. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's funny. Even though after the SD, they actually are still, they can still win this because a lot of the time in multiverse, especially on our strategy, we do go down 3-2 a lot, but you have two characters that fully health now and able to fight.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not. They're starting to lose the life lead here a little bit.
He's using the bubbles to stall. Yeah, he's definitely getting red more, and he definitely could die off the top more because Cosmic likes to recover high a lot, just like right there. But if he recovers too high too much and they end up realizing, he could definitely die at 20.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they gotta play together more against this team comp though, because like they're like kind of separated, taking separate one-on-ones. And I don't think that's really in the favor of Poro and Shiro gain. Oh my gosh, what a confirm right there.
Yeah, off of the Harley up tilt, the fully
charged up. Let me see some. We got Super Sandwich on screen. Let me get a teleport. Oh, he's a troll. He should have side beat. He should have did something with that charge.
If I'm, Poro. If I'm, Poro and Shiro, I'm definitely gonna try and kill Cosmix right now.
Yeah, me too. But now they got the kill on Mirror Man. He resets all his specials. He's about to just dump everything right now. Look, there's the rocket. There's the rocket. Yep.
Here, one of them definitely gotta, to try and relax and try to they're definitely separate a lot.
Yeah, they're separating, and then like with the team of Shaggy and Harley, you definitely could take advantage and get a nice punish, or even an early kill if you find a nice hit. Oh my goodness, this is such a good position for Mirror. Oh, it doesn't work out though.
I thought I was actually gonna see the up rocket once again. But
yeah,
I think I think Cosmic ended up hitting him and messing up the combo.
Well, let me see something, Shaggy. Kung Fu Shaggy.
Oh my God! Wait, Cosmic is getting dogged on the right side. I don't think
wait,
he
it was
has dodged
not.
either.
Oh,
He
he's
does
dead.
have a
He's dead. He's
dodge?
dead. He's dead. Oh, he had a
one
side B. He
special.
started special.
Yeah, oh my God. Is he going low? Oh, I actually surprised he ended up going low, but into the rocket?
Gosh, right into the rocket. Hate to see it. And that's one for the blue team.
Yeah. If I'm them, I have one of them just run, try to build up on this lead at the moment. But you know, Harley is definitely trying to push the pressure. They're both in the corner. Read that they need with Shaggy, or just one ladder with, you know, Shaggy and Harley, and they can actually end up winning the game. Because they are down one stock. Yeah, they're down one stock, but it's not out. Oh my God, I thought he read the dive.
They won't go for the Michael Jordan. The three-peat, see if they can do it. As Team Intel looks like they want to go past the action. A little bit of a tough spot, and this is why Valkyrie is so important. We didn't see many skyward dives on World's Edge, if any. Vicky, you know, I can't really remember. If you remember, let me know. But we go right on board in the game on Stormpoint. First game on Stormpoint, we immediately see one. It's tough to deal with the amount of teams that sit up on the high ground, especially with how elevation-based this map is. You have to make some serious moves with your Valkyrie. But Intel now in a little bit of a scuffle, in a little bit of a situation where his teammate eats the back of the grenade right there too. And Catalyst, so important in these situations. Seer ult ends up going down. There goes the wall coming in from Icy as well. Massive shots should connect if anyone starts to push forward, and no one can really see each other, but they're just guessing where everyone's at.
I love this. Yeah, nobody could see anything, but the fact that both these doors are reinforced doesn't mean anything for the team that's playing on the outside. Intel literally living off the land with their shields currently just trying to... Oh, that Seer attack on the other side here. Managed to pop it. Flinzer can't say the same thing here. Icy is doing a really good job playing off this pole in the middle because none of these teams can actually push right now with both of those Catalyst walls up. They both go down finally, and Intel don't have the opportunity to fully reset, but they have at least some time to breathe.
This fight is taking way too long. A third party potentially could go down. But this is why Catalyst is just so important. Walls get broken, they get back to reinforced. Spikes happening, double reinforced walls as well. Lonely fans the outside looking in. We've seen this fight take place before from these two teams, and they're looking so healthy on the Lonely fan side, but it looks like they want to back off. They understood the ticking time clock. That is Apex, and they're just going to reevaluate.
They're going to be able to just pull away for right now. I like this call, though, to disengage, especially here at this point of time. It's game number 4. It's the first game that you have on Stormpoint. If you had a lackluster World's Edge performance, this is the time for you to try to mentally reset, try to get that momentum going. 15 squads still left here, and Lonely fans looking great when it comes to these Evo shields that they've been able to build up. But I'm thinking about the loot here. No big bats or big meds in general other than the med kit that A is rocking. He's got the 5 shield cells, no syringes to his name, just playing up the windows with the 30-30 in his hand and a 2x4.
And it's so difficult to push a Catalyst similar to...
You try to circle keep this team. They have enough time here, too, if they want to get some extra loot. Blitz is just going to be able to ping that blue Evo for Bursty. Also get some big meds while he's out of here, too. 15 squads left. And again, they see that that team is right in front of them. Catalyst while going up. FA players, they see right through it. The Seer ult just helps them out immensely.
That's what Stormpoint's known for, having some really solid loot. But when we see where the zone's going to go, Intel gets eliminated. Looks like it's going to be pulling over towards the mill, and that's exactly where Kraken's Lair has been set up.
Good positioning here for Kraken's Lair, as well as the loot that they're rocking. Look at this. Got the purple energy mag on the Nemesis. You got the Prowler. Probably were able to get the Digi-Threat already crafted. Being by the mill, you know you have that replicator that's usually right there. They'll also take on top of the high ground, as well as the circle information that they get from the Catalyst, being the controller. Good spot here for this team. Other teams, though, looking on the outside of this circle. And how many teams are going to be fighting on the east side? Look at this. It's Razor. Currently see 3 free agents on the other side. Nelson Bin, our force supply.
So you could oversee a lot of the action that's happening in the mill. Sometimes being in the mill a little bit too early is a disadvantage. We'll find out if they're going to be able to hold that going forward. The 4.8 scope on the charge rifle with the R99 in hand there for Brutus. And you're right, Vicky, that east side, that's going to see a majority of the action. One of the teams that we didn't talk about was Mike and Ike. They were still in the zone all the way over towards the northern side. They're going to be rotating north to south. They didn't have much friction moving on. Looks like the res is going to happen, though. It's so tough when you're healing inside of zone number 2. You want to push forward, but You have to heal all the way, as Leave No Witnesses doing exactly that. I love their team name because it's so true to their play style. Field goal inside of the Catalyst walls. Brutus realizing when you have such height disparities, you need to have a legend that's going to give you that get out of jail free card. Tyson's going to have to make a move, though. There's 30 seconds left. There's not enough time to be dancing around. This team's doing a great job above them of waiting to the very last second to force their hand, because they can get out whenever they want. They can hit the skyward dive, hit that Valcult, and full send it. But this is the move. Cruisin's going to end up hitting some smokes. They make their way on over towards the building. Gets the double time passive and realizes, hey guys, it's safe over here. Let's find our positioning. Let's find our skyward dive and get out of here.
It's a good move here, too. Good decision, especially with Circle 3 now closing in. The survey beacon, though, is going to be Axis. Razor's going to know where. And also, right call here, because that's going to be the indicator that they need to disengage. Whether they want to try to take that fight or not, it's about that positioning that's more important here. Especially looking at the composition that they're rocking. Much more edge-heavy team, as Orioles gets one knock here onto one of the players right below his feet. Aegon by AOC, playing on the other side of Mill, where we saw Team Kraken actually holding on to that fort on the other side. They're trying to take a look at the teams that are playing off their low ground.
You can see Blueberry got knocked, so that's going to be Lonely Fans down to just 2 players. Blitz gets involved on a Nova Prime as well with the PK. Typically, you don't see this much action in round 3, but we saw the amount of gatekeeping that was happening on the east-hand side. Lonely Fans, unfortunately, your team in second place goes down as the big shots from Orioles hits with the Nemesis. He's got the 2-4. He's got the purple mech. This is when you full send it here. It's all about hitting this in the hunt. They know where one player is. They know that the other teammates had to push on over towards the zone. Somehow, some way, turns gets dropped from the backhand side.
Oh, are you kidding me? The third party got whip of the fight. RE45 in the hands of Muchaku, and with the Digi threat also in hand, nowhere to run with the smoke grenades being unleashed. Black Hole is going to try to suck them right back into that fight, but they take a nice off angle right out of the line of sight of 2R1C. Sending up the smoke to disrupt the vision, though. That may be our other squad that was by the mill. It's probably Kraken's Lair Gaming, so they have to take cover behind this rock with the third and fourth party rolling in.
They haven't gotten the thirst yet. That's the big problem for 2R1C. They're going to end up going back, see if they can get some valuable information from Hyarka, but it's going to be cover fire happening from another team. So a fourth team gets involved, and now 2R1C has put themselves in the meat of the sandwich as Cruisin gets a knock. There goes multiple players now. Turns and Force get eliminated. Unfortunately, I don't think that Aegon by OC realized they were going to get bailed out by another team, so they didn't go for those reses. A little bit unlucky, but 2R1C, that is good for them. They realize now that they have no threats over towards their backhand side. They can continue to push forward. Kodagami gets a knock onto Bursty. Mike and Knight goes out. Our partner teams are getting taken down by these open squads, and this team is far from an open squad. Third place in EMEA overall, taken to the skies. VJ had the 2x Skull Piercer on the wingman. Though he hasn't given up. He's still over there just defending Aegon by AOC's name, and he's doing
this. He keeps doing this as the sole warrior on this team. He comes out, he can't recover the banners. It's not like he has anywhere for him to recover them anyways, with the beacons being inside that next circle. And look at this, another rat. Rat Seer for Rat Seer. Call the Exterminator. It's gonna be Goon versus Orioles.
At one point, they're going to realize that they're both solos, and it's going to be extremely awkward as it's Seer on Seer action. There goes the ultimate. It looks like it kind of bounced.
They're looking fantastic beyond this high ground, but they're not in this next circle with little to no cover and still a squad potentially to their south. I don't know if they know that. There's still a rat left behind them. Yeah, okay, you see the pings going down, and Pia's going to be able to also get the information with the tactical. They get the last player. That's Aegon by AOC, finally out of this lobby with 3 squads left.
Just a matter of time before Kraken's Lair got out of the mill, pushed up, and started realizing. Hit him with the 1-2 swoop, Vicky. They had no idea where Razor was coming from.
And the yeet grenades as they get tossed in their direction. Grenade arc star right afterwards, as the Cyril is also still online to see which of these teams are trying to.
Bloody Split, the exchange that you get, obviously is difficult when this character puts you up in the corner. You have to play damn near perfect to get out. You have to IV things, get some space with space to empty, altering your defense. But your offense, what you get off, is even more fantastic than what Zato can do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. The corner wants to maintain this position. And we did see Nubenheimer pop blood twice the last time that they were on stream, so want to make sure that they are maintaining that. Good lord, did you see the way he was getting pushed around by Eddie? It was really good blocking on Nubenheimer's part until it wasn't. Unfortunate. Now we're going to the other corner. Peppery Splash is able to manipulate the space so effectively. High, low, doesn't matter. YRC, forget it. Tap dust and you're dead.
Look at this pressure from the side of Peppery. Force of that YRC, ready and steady to on the gas, they're going to pass, right? Like if you are letting up your pressure, they get in front of you, it's hard to make that comeback. Midnight Sight from Count Black, it's going to be difficult because that means a lot of specials coming through with no blood penalty.
Yeah, I mean, the way that you're able to break down this character, now I know that you played this character, but it's always important to have that and have that specific knowledge when you come into this because you can highlight all of the intricacies of that. Peppery Splash, however, would also like to show you, so I guess it's a good time to say that during Arc Revo, one of the interviews with Nubenheimer, he talked about that one of his advantages as a player is that he is patient. He's an incredibly patient player, and you can see that. What I do like is that he's balancing some of that patience with more assertive decision-making now. And I love that. I love seeing growth in the span of like 5 days.
This was literally about 5 minutes we've seen growth. When he busts, he does so up in the corner, has to walk against the wall, does not get the DP to make the fall. That's unfortunate. No funny DP for you. You might be through the wall yourself. Just, it makes that oppression approach even more so. And now he's throwing the clone on to clip Eddie, to stay steady, and I love that from Nubenheimer. It's one of the most broken things about this character is that clone. That's why we call it auto zone with the clone. You have to worry about zoning. You have to worry about spacing. You just throw it out and about, and it's right there.
Goodness. I mean, in this match, you have so much to pay attention to, both as yourself, but then also to your opponent, because you have extra meters to look at. And so Peppery is now out of Eddie, but is doing such a great job pressuring in the corner that Eddie was back in no time. Nubenheimer didn't have a time to respond, and that's when they really wanted to. The YRC, great use of that, pushes Peppery back so that they're not still in this corner. Nubenheimer does still have burst if they need it. That was a very, very good catch. Good anti-air.
Look at that patience though for Nubenheimer. You pointed this out previously. He had all that blood bar boosted up, did not want to spend anything at all. And Peppery was maybe took him to take that risk, but here's the reward of the super and that patience and that walk down pressure. Nubenheimer up around.
Player, but sometimes that patience almost looks like hesitancy. And it's not. It's calculated. It's, you know, very level-headed. And this was an incredible display. Scaling, question mark? Wall break. Okay, if it had not been on the wall, if it wasn't for the wall.
Activity of button, but it's
these 2 games.
Yeah, Peppery has been, we've seen them slump down a little bit, but right before they recover, hits him with the super. Well timed to stay fine, and right now, Peppery's trying to stay fine, staving off set point, trying to get clipped, and doing really good without Eddie. You know, it's a 1v1, but you're still able to get it done with these normals. You know, that confidence you have to have.
We were in 3-0 City. It was, we went so fast through the first, with the round 1 winners, I was like, holy crap, we're just done, okay?
Anomaly.
It was definitely
man grab on, and so many things to worry about. And you saw it right there. 6P denying the guillotine, not letting them eat cake. 6H can't get ahead of me. That's decapitation. Bad situation right here for the side of Peppery. Lost so much health, and Nubenheimer is going to build up all this bar after the wall break, and the blood bar boosted up, but it doesn't matter. This is the fight. 5K.
Romulans too. I think this is actually Meth included is his best map from playing against them. I think this is the map they actually end up doing the best in. But yeah, there's like you said earlier, Iron Giant gets a huge buff on this map. So
yeah, Iron Giant is actually just like +10 all stats on this map. Like he's insane on this map. Oh my! Look at him just getting rid of Super Sandwich. Like why can he do that?
Yeah, no, him having a fully invo move that actually hits people with a physical hit too. Is crazy.
Nah, that's crazy. Yo, Tony, Tony, Ken with Jake, you have the you have the luxury. Nice up though. You just smoked both of them. Got them both off the top of the map. That's the stock lead for them.
It killed Iron Giant at 142. The force on that move is insane to me.
Yeah, was it sweet spot? I actually could not hear it. Like I missed the sound. Was it sweet spot?
I don't even think that move has a sweet spot. I think it's just that strong.
Jake up tilt? I swear it does.
Oh, I get it. Nah, it has to be one of those audio ones where it always
yeah, it's like a fake sweet spot. Like it's not a real one. Oh my goodness. Form a boat, not Jay. Shaggy getting him out of here. Nice uppercut upbeat by Meth, and they're up one stock again.
Yeah, but like I said, this situation happens so much.
There at the end by Martin, so he gets punished for that one.
Yeah, he tried to go for a hard read on Meth, and I think the read would have worked, but he was in rage mode, so he ended up having armor on the side B. You know, if he didn't have set, they were really good at you know separating Clueless and Meth at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh look, we got the switch. We got Martins on the Morty. Hold on.
We got what we wanted, and we got the Bugs Bunny. I don't think I seen Rams on Bugs Bunny before, but we about to find out.
I believe in it though.
Yeah, if he confident in it, I believe.
Bro, my baby nephew plays this game. He be playing Bugs too. So.
Nah, my baby nephew be hitting up B into up air 24/7. I be like, damn, you kind of cold.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he cold. You know?
Oh my God, they're
look at the loop.
bombing
Oh,
him so much.
goodbye. The downer loops.
Oh wait, oh my God, that is so weird. Him throwing 2 bubbles.
Yeah, do both bubbles have active frames? Like,
oh yes, they both. Yeah, you can't do nothing with both.
How do you even get that to happen?
I don't know, but the snake. Oh, but the snake sucks. Oh my! Oh wait, the grenade off the top of the map. Wait, where did the grenade come from?
Yo, the grenade came out of nowhere. Yo, grenade off the top rope.
What is happening?
No, wait. Oh, hold on. Wait, Martins is putting in work with this.
Oh my, yeah. This is
wait,
this
combos.
is
Oh
what
my
I
gosh.
Need. Yeah, this is the Martins I needed. I think he ended up dying here. Yeah.
Yeah,
From the green
but that's
bubble.
okay.
Yeah, and he also still has saves. I think Martin snake shots are probably one of the best snake shots I have seen. So this him playing on this game is really good.
Wait, now Rams got a stale up air. He like every Bugs Bunny player. I'm not gonna lie. When I play Bugs 2, my up air be stale as hell.
Nah, the buttons be used. I see only up air and side air. Those are the buttons I see abused.
Nah, absolutely. Why would you press anything else? There's no need.
You're right.
Up air, side air, and I press there when they're off the map. Oh my gosh, it was the freest up air I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, he got rid of the rocket with the bolts. Wow.